that those people that were absent, I need you to copy this down, definitely. Please copy this down. And I want you to copy everything down that's written in blue. I'm going to start from here. The writing prompt number 2 is going to be due Thursday, November 17th. The pre-write is due today, as well as the rough draft. So we'll work on the rough draft in class. Everybody have that? Yes, ma'am. Okay, good. Let's look at this, please. I need a reader for this, please. Read this for me, please. Jonathan, read this for me.
Do you new inventions have changed the way we live? Think about one invention that has had an impact on the way you live. Now I need to explain to your teacher how this invention has changed your life.
Okay, now with this piece, I want those people that were absent, looking at this, there are 3 things I need you to do. The first thing I need you to do is, I need you to circle the topic, and we've already done that, so we know that the topic is about what? New inventions. New inventions. And when you receive your writing prompt, that's the first thing I want you to do, is I want you to circle the topic. The next thing I asked you to do was place a rectangle around words that let you know what type of prompt this is. And I told you that when you talk about expository prompts, some words that you need to look for are describe, teach, instruct, define, and explain. And you will see this on your final. So when you're talking about an expository prompt, if you ever see any of these words besides explain, then you know that you have an expository prompt. Does everybody understand that? Yes. Okay. So you place the word around explain. That lets me know that I have an expository prompt. And those people that were absent, I want you to place the rectangle here, and I want you to draw a line and make sure you make a notation of these 5 words. Now when we move from expository words, I want to talk about question words. If you experience any of these question words in your prompt, what, how, or why, I also want you to put a rectangle around those words as well. And I'm asking you to do that because it's going to let us know what we're going to write about when you look at expository cues or clues. If you have the question word what in your prompt, it's going to ask you to write about things. If you have the question word how, it's going to ask you to write about ways. If you have why, it's going to ask you to write about reasons. So right now we have a how prompt, and because it's asking for how, it's asking about ways. Does everybody understand that? Okay. So the first thing you do is what? What's the first thing you do?
Circle the topic.
Circle the topic. So we circle the topic, and what is our topic?
New inventions.
Okay. The next thing I asked you to do was to place a rectangle around words that let you know that this is an expository prompt. Check, we've done that. We have our question words, which is how. Check, we've done that. And then your cues. You're going to write about ways. The third thing I asked you to do was I want you to underline what we're going to write about. Now, when you tell me what we're going to write about, it's going to start with an expository word. So I need a reader to read everything from explain, since it's our expository word, all the way to the end. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead and read.
Explain to my teacher how this invention has changed my life.
Your. Remember, the reason that we have my instead of your, I asked you to take the pronouns your, and I want you to strike that out and make it subjective. And I want you to use my. So I have a my instead of your, my instead of your. Now read it using the pronoun my, please. Now read it using the pronoun my. Read it for me, please, from explain.
Explain to my teacher how this invention has changed my life.
Okay, so that's what we're going to write about. We're going to write about an invention that has changed my life. So now I'm going to move over onto this side. And what you have is everybody has their packet. And in their packet, the first thing I asked you to do was to write out the prompt. So you've written out the prompt here. Now underneath that, we dissected the prompt. Now I want to work on pre-write. And I explained to you that a pre-write is your graphic organizer. So yesterday we were talking about dissecting the prompt. Now everybody should have either this way or this way, but preferably this way. You have 2 sheets that represent pre-write. And I want you to put that rectangle right there. And with that rectangle there, come on, follow along with me. So you have the rectangle here, and I want you to put topic. What is my topic? Yes. What is my topic?
Oh, new invention.
New invention. Talking about new inventions, and I'm going to pull from over here. What's your new invention?
Television.
Television. We're going to talk about television. Everybody with me on that?
Yes.
All right, so this is what you're going to have to do when I'm finished. So when I move from pre-write, you're going into your rough draft. And remember I told you that these are my cards here. This magenta card, which would usually be red, represents the hot spot. This is your introductory piece. So So it starts off with your hook, it also contains the thesis statement, and then other details and example. And then you have the main ideas, which is going to be, that represents the body, and then you have the blue, which is the cool down color for the what?
Conclusion.
For the conclusion. Excellent.